Welcome to podcast.
Welcome to episode 15 podcast.
Yeah, that's right. This is episode 15. We got it right this time. And it's been a fun week for me. I don't know how you're feeling, Michael, but I've been doing pretty well. I'm excited about things going forward. A very positive outlook on the future. You know what people have been talking about all week this week?
The weather.
No, they're talking about how we never introduce ourselves. My name is Madison. This is my co-host.
Don't we do it every time, don't we?
This is my co-host.
Oh, as Michael.
Michael, there it is.
But we do it every time.
No, we have forgotten. We have forgotten to do it.
Well, we've forgotten a lot.
Yeah.
I forget what we talk about every week.
Well, we almost forgot this time. So I was going to actually say that people have been talking a lot about the weather.
Oh, that's what I said.
Well, I'm rehashing it.
Oh.
So the big talk this whole week has been everybody's freaking out over a big ice storm that's coming in. There's coming up from the coast was a big like humidity front, and then coming down from the north is this is the Arctic air.
Arctic blast.
Yep. And all week people have been prepping, saying, "Oh, this weekend we're gonna get frozen over. There's gonna be a huge ice storm." And so far,
going and buying all the milk they possibly can.
Oh,
What do people? Is that like a thing? Like it gets real cold, and the way to protect yourself is to lather yourself in milk.
yeah,
Take a milk bath or something. Why do people?
milk and bread.
You know, water is actually more helpful in the long term sustaining yourself than milk.
I agree with that. And the thing about ice storms is there's always going to be water there.
And if your power goes out and you've put all that milk in your fridge, guess what? It's going to go bad.
No, because that's the other big thing that people do is they go buy new generators.
That's more important than getting milk.
I agree. You can plug up a lot of things into a generator, including like a heater and your refrigerator to keep your stuff cold. But then you could just leave the door open. So
And you can't forget with the cold weather, you got to drip your pipes, cover outside pipes, drip your pipes. I don't have to worry about dripping my pipes because I got a messed up bathtub anyway that's dripping on its own without me doing anything. So I guess it's just watching my back, making sure I'm fine.
Oh, why don't you get that taken care of?
I don't want to pay somebody a stupid amount of money to come out and turn a wrench a couple times. I want to figure out how to do it myself.
Why don't you? I was about to say you could get.
But
I
don't know. I don't really know which pipe to wrench. I mean, where does the bathtub pipe come out of?
Our grandfather's rolling in his grave right now. the most handyman of all handymen,
and step granddad.
Yeah, that's true too.
But the thing is, they never showed me what to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've had the family I married into also has had a great handyman. My father-in-law, while he was here, he was just incredible with all that stuff too. So, lots of talent in that regard that I didn't.
Well, let me tell you,
I didn't get to share a little bit of that talent.
The thing about all these gentlemen that we're talking about is they grew up in a time where they couldn't Google it.
Yeah,
and
they couldn't YouTube it.
You are perfectly capable of plugging in how to fix leaky faucet on Google or YouTube or ChatGPT. The options are numerous at this point. And so why aren't we just doing that?
But it's specific to that. Like you can look up a video of how to do it in general.
Yeah.
But you know, my house has older piping, I guess.
Older piping.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm afraid I might get some lead contraction.
No, your pipes aren't made of lead. That would have been disclosed to you.
It was.
That your pipes are made of lead?
Yeah.
You have lead pipes.
Partially lead pipes, I believe. It's confusing. That's why I don't want to test. I don't want to mess anything up more than it's already messed up.
Are you planning on eating the pipe, Michael?
Sometimes when I get hungry.
Okay. Yeah, you're not going to get lead poisoning for that. It's not like asbestos where it's going to just start throwing lead particles up in the air. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Lead in the water though, like Flint.
In the drinking water. That's not what was in the water in Flint. You'll Michael, I feel that you were perfectly capable of doing it.
I do need to try. I just don't know when. Maybe today.
That's something you could play around with. Why not?
I'm gonna call you later and be like, my whole house is flooded. Wrench the wrong pipe.
Turn the water off.
Well, you got to test it.
No, turn the water off while you're working on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Crank it back on.
But then when I crank it back on, it's going to go awry.
Well, one thing we were talking about before, because I'm gonna get as far away from this as possible, because Michael is just gonna make silly jokes about his laziness. Here's the deal. Michael and I were arguing at the beginning of this.
Shocker, right?
I'm looking at, well, it's one of those fun arguments that we just go back and forth on, about what Tuesday's going to look like as far as the weather goes. It's supposed to be really cold, and I'm like, it's supposed to be in like the mid 50s, and Michael's like, no, it's going to be freezing all day. And we came to the conclusion that we utilize two different weather applications. I am very pro AccuWeather. Michael is very pro Weather Channel.
Yep.
And I don't trust the Weather Channel app. I don't. I think they're sponsored by Big Milk.
Big Milk?
Yeah. That they will take advantage of these opportunities and scare people. And that
Big toilet paper?
They're bringing, I mean, well, the thing about these big winter storms, and as somebody that lived in Colorado, right, we'd get 18 inches of snow on a regular basis, and it's just like it's just something that happens, and nobody freaks out about it.
That's because they
do have the capability of like salting the roads.
You're prepared for it. You're well equipped around there for those types of outcomes. Like when there's an ice or a snowstorm in Texas, no, they don't expect that to even happen.
Well,
ever.
The thing with Texas is that a lot of that comes down to their power grid and how they're like separate from the rest of the country, so they don't have like overflow stuff. So their power actually.
But I'm talking about like on the roads. Like you can go watch videos online of these like highway interstate pileups in Texas when the roads are icy because people are just flying through, don't care about the weather, don't anticipate there would ever be a problem, and then bam, something like this happens, and there's mass casualty events on the roadways because they're still driving as if everything's fine.
Well, and I know we talk about, when we're talking about these kind of events, right? Like they had the snowpocalypse it's probably been almost 10 years ago now in Texas where their whole grid shut down. But I don't see why people panic so much for 2 or 3 days of icy conditions in Alabama. And, when it snows, people act like they're living in some like post-apocalyptic condition where they have to drive 2 miles an hour on the roads just because it's snowing.
I hope it snows. I always beg for it to snow every winter.
Well, it snow's nice, yeah. I mean, it's nice, especially when it's like a nice gentle snow that sticks and it's around for a day or two and then it goes away. But I can tell you, you'd get tired of it real quick if it was a very, very frequent occurrence. You're
used to seeing it for months on end living in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. There'd be snow on the ground for at least like a month straight sometimes.
But we can go multiple years in a row without any snow.
My first time being in Colorado, my first big snowfall that I got, I went outside and played in the snow as a grown man by myself. I had a lot of fun. I built an igloo.
And people all around you were like, what's this guy doing?
Oh, yeah. They thought I was nuts, and I didn't care. But I had a lot of fun doing it. I was like,
what is the southern equivalent of that, where it's like somebody that comes from the north comes to the south and they're doing something that just like, to us, that would be pedantic. What's the point? Why are you enjoying this so much? And they'd just be like, oh, this is amazing. I'm not used to experiencing this.
Well, it's not something that we do.
Sweating in the
often.
Heat.
It's not something that we do often, but maybe doing like riding ATVs in the mud or something. I don't see a lot of
done that one time in my life.
I don't see a lot of folks and I could totally be wrong, but I don't know if or getting or like what do they call it when you drive your truck through the mud? Just mudding,
Just
right?
mudding.
Yeah, that could be something that they might.
I tried to when I was in high school. I tried to mud one time with a non 4-wheel drive vehicle.
You did have a truck, didn't you?
I had a truck, but it was not a 4-wheel drive truck.
You ever told? I don't think we've ever told the story of the time that you forgot where the brake was.
I forgot where the brake was?
Yeah, on your truck on your way to school.
I didn't forget. My truck stalled.
Your truck stalled and your brake didn't work?
Nothing worked. Like when I hit the pedal or the brake.
Take it from the top. Take it from the top.
Okay, so I was usually running late to school. So I was another one of these days where
never grew out of that.
It's hey, I was on time today. That was before you getting here. But we trying to get everything done as quickly as possible to get to school. I don't know if I started my truck going in neutral. I'm not really sure what happened. And then tried to shift into drive we had a pretty steep hill at my house in the driveway.
Yeah, for context, his driveway is a very steep
my parents' driveway.
The road is down here and the house is like up here and up here. And then the driveway goes very steep.
The house is out of the picture, and then the bottom of the driveway is down here out of the picture. That's how steep it is.
Yeah, and if it's so steep that if your car sits low enough, you're scraping it when you come off the driveway. You're scraping it on the road. I
just accept the fact that I'm typically going to scrape coming out of there.
Yep,
but my truck didn't back in the day. But all my cars have.
Right.
So I don't know if. I still don't know what happened. If I put the thing in the wrong gear, had it in neutral, something, just absent-mindedly, and then tried to shift it into drive. But as I'm going down the hill, my pedal or my brake not working. I could steer, but
what about your emergency brake?
I didn't try emergency brake.
So during the emergency. You
decided
to not try the.
I didn't try the emergency brake. I just tried the regular brake, and.
What about your steering controls?
Of course, I was starting on the gas
to get going down locked?
The hill, and then the gas wouldn't do anything, and the brake wouldn't do anything.
Were your steering?
No,
controls
I could
locked?
steer.
Okay, all right. So continue on then.
So I had to steer because I went down the hill, couldn't brake, and flew into the neighbor's yard that was.
Across the street,
and they have the house, and then they have a good bit of yard to the right of the house. So they had really short bushes in the front. I jump over the bushes, kind of messed one of them up, and landed in the patch of yard to the right of the house. Totally freaking out at this point.
Their house.
Can't believe I. Thankfully, the steering wheel did work, so I didn't go straight into the house.
Yeah, the incline continues past the road. So if their house is up here, the road's down here. And for the audio listeners, just watch the video. Their house is also down a hill on the other side of the road.
Yeah, not as steep as our hill, but a little bit of a hill after that. So
his car, because he didn't use the emergency brake during the emergency, it
Now I wonder if that's why I always use my emergency brake now.
Well, I mean, if you're parked on a steep incline,
I use it parked at a Walmart parking lot.
You use your emergency brake?
Yeah, you can ask my wife.
Okay,
I always use my emergency brake now.
You are one to certainly embellish the trauma and not ever try to work past it.
Yeah.
Like with your bee situation. Which we have talked about on the
the bees are they're bad.
Yeah,
all
the
bees.
Before, of course, he calls anything that flies around and buzzes loudly.
Anything that buzzes is a bee. Yeah. So this is not where the story ends. By the way, with the truck going into the yard, I recollect myself, get back onto the road. I'm already late. I already know I'm going to be late for school, but I'm trying to make up as much ground as possible. So. with a truck that just malfunctioned. I then hit the road. Of course, I don't live in the same town as where I go to school. So I'm trying to get there, and I'm going down the highway as quick as possible. I get pulled over for going way too fast in a school zone, passing a different school than mine. Even though I was getting passed by a different vehicle, I still remember that Corvette that passed me. But the police didn't stop that Corvette. They stopped me, the big truck. And I got a speeding ticket and got to school late.
Well, I think because I actually had a conversation with Bone just yesterday, and I think that once we get him on the podcast, we're going to let him tell what happened.
What happened when I got to school?
When you got to school,
Yeah.
because he does tell it the best.
Yeah, and it was just a calamity of errors and
A memorable day.
Yeah, definitely won't forget that day.
So much so that we had to definitely bring it up on the podcast. But my cousin, yeah, it's wild. I mean, I can think of a few things that I did. My first vehicle that I got was an F-150. I think we got a pretty good deal on it at a used car dealership. A couple of things that happened, mostly involving fast food and drive-throughs. I hit the sign at a Sonic, pulling out of the Sonic, which evidently is a little bit more common than you would think, because I'm not the only one out of the boys group who's done something similar. We won't name drop here. We'll let them if they decide to tell that story. But and then I hit a pole in a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. It was brand new Dunkin' Donuts, just opened up. They had a pole that was sitting a little far out away from the thing to help protect the speaker. Ran into that, did a nice bunch of damage into to the side of that truck. And at some point I decided this truck is too big. I'm not a big fan of large trucks. I don't know. It's very uncommon in the South that a man isn't a big fan of trucks, but I can't see myself ever getting another truck unless it's a Cybertruck.
No.
But listen, those things drive themselves.
I'd rather walk.
You'd rather walk?
Yeah. Those things are so ugly.
I don't care how for me it's about the functionality. Like I
don't want my car to be the nicest looking car, but I want it to look like a car.
Well, it has four wheels.
It looks like a beat up razor blade that you shave your face with.
And all political affiliations, putting Elon Musk aside.
Oh,
right?
I don't care anything about that. Yeah, but it just looks bad.
It does. I mean, it looks
the Tesla
different.
looks the standard Tesla car looks fine. I mean,
so
good.
what's your reasoning behind caring about the aesthetics of the vehicle that
It just
you drive?
looks bad.
Who are you trying to impress?
I don't really
You're
care.
already married.
Most all vehicles look fine, but that doesn't even look like a vehicle.
Sure, it looks
like who?
What do you mean it doesn't look like a vehicle?
How did Elon Musk allow that design to pass through?
The outer side of it is made of stainless steel.
Okay, you can shape it.
No, you can't.
You can't shape stainless steel at all?
Not cost effectively, no.
Well, that's the thing. That's what he was trying to do. He's trying to,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
stainless steel is a tough material. You can't mold that. I could go outside and I could I don't know, get a crowbar and peel off the siding of my current
I wouldn't
car.
recommend you do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But you cannot do that with a Cybertruck. If you're getting in a car accident with a Cybertruck involved, you better hope that you're the person inside the Cybertruck. That thing is a beast.
I mean,
fully electric.
I guess that's what they're going for. They're going for durability over any sort of aesthetic.
Oh, how about the acceleration potential? That thing would smoke your car that you've got right now. Which isn't exactly it's not a high-powered sports car, but you put your car in sports mode, you're your Subaru, it's gonna get like that Cybertruck's gonna easily beat that thing in a race.
What's a Cybertruck's 0 to 60?
I think it's like 3.5 seconds.
I think the Subaru's slightly behind that.
It is going to be slightly behind that because I believe that the Cybertruck 0 to 60 outperforms any known or like any current gasoline powered vehicle.
I don't know. What
Yeah.
about some sports vehicles that are
Yep.
gas powered?
Yeah, the 0 to 60. Yes. Now its top speed is not beat by those sports vehicles, but the acceleration is.
We need our live studio audience to do a fact check right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we got this fancy setup in front of us. Let's do it. Let's look this up here. All right.
You got to word this carefully. Cybertruck's acceleration compared to sports vehicles.
I think that makes the most sense. 2.6 seconds.
That's faster
for the
than you thought.
Cybertruck. Yeah, which rivals high-performance vehicles like the Porsche 911 Turbo S. Often faster off the line, it competes closely with and sometimes loses to specialized sports car in the quarter mile due to its immense 6,000-pound weight. Result: Cybertruck has beaten a Porsche 911 in a drag race while simultaneously towing another Porsche 911.
Wait, so it beat in a drag race. It beat a Porsche while also towing a separate Porsche.
Yes.
But however, in
Look
direct,
at this.
hold on, go back down. In direct, untowed matchups, it fell behind in the quarter mile. So
I'm telling you,
its top end speed is probably nowhere near as good, but its handling is vastly superior if it's winning.
It's the acceleration that we're talking about here. It's the accelerate, like the time to get to that speed is better.
Yeah, the top speed is limited to 130.
Yeah. The Porsche 911 is going to outperform it in top speed, but the acceleration is better. This thing is it's a beast because I don't know about you, Michael, but I don't do a whole lot of sports car racing. So like,
I don't know, some Tuesday nights can get wild around here.
Yeah. It's a
put the little one to bed, and then take the Subaru out.
Oh yeah, you racing for slips?
Got to make paper somehow.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
only place I race to is the buffet.
So,
and I always win that race.
You could talk.
That this shirt proves it.
You could talk BS about the Cybertruck, but everything about it, like I admire the technology of it, and I've always been a guy that like has a strong appreciation for some technology. And
speaking of which,
self-driving part, which I don't know, I've got. There's been some recent news about the self-driving technology. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they're moving it from a one-time payment to a subscription service. And people are kind of up in arms about it. But I also think right now, if I was going to get a Cybertruck, I believe that if you want to do the automated driving, it costs a one-time cost of $8,000. The subscription service that they are offering for it is you no longer have to pay the one-time fee, and it's $99 a month. That seems like a pretty fair trade-off to me. Properly invested, you could take that $8,000 and put it towards something a lot more useful, and then have that generating enough to cover that $99 every month. But people are like, oh, you're going to, what's the old saying? You're not going to own anything and be happy about it. I don't know, man. Like, I'm okay with not owning it. If a subscription service to me makes sense for something like self-driving. Imagine all the maintenance and stuff they have to do. I mean, we're talking communicating with satellites and stuff. It's like you should be. This is a hot take, and I'm glad we don't have a whole lot of listeners because we get we get some flack for this, but I think $99 a month is worth it. And it's going back to support it, to make it better and more efficient, and it is what it is. I'm sure the shareholders appreciate it too.
I mean, sometimes I look at it the same way as a lease. Sometimes a lease and a subscription, kind of in the same vein. Leasing a car can make more sense than buying a car at times.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody always says it's better to own something than not, but not always is that the case.
Well,
I would say the majority of the time it is, but not always.
The reason I don't think leasing will ever be on the table for me is because of the amount of driving I do for work. Now,
Yeah, you get limited to your mile amounts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could do something where, I don't know. I mean, I could purchase a vehicle under the business, but I would almost prefer to not. I don't want to keep up with multiple vehicles. I know that there's, you can use it for personal and you can use it for business and write off part of the business, but for me, it just makes more sense to just have the personal vehicle. We were going to go back to your shirt and how you, I guess, forgot to wear a bra today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was actually thinking, do you think this will drive up the viewership count if I show some cleavage?
All right, Michael. Oh.
Yeah?
Okay.
Is that
All
nice? Right. Hold on, like this?
Yeah, there you go.
No. Speaking of technology, I know you're a technology person.
Yeah.
You really nerd out about some things. I got a present for you if you're interested in it. Maybe I'll bring it next week. Bring them next week.
All right.
I recently tried to trade in some old video game consoles of mine to Second and Charles.
Which consoles?
I'll tell you.
All right.
So you can tell me if you're interested or not. They told me that they were either not working or too dirty to take back. So they gave them all back to me. So I was wondering, would you be interested in taking them and trying to get them to work, or if they were too dirty but they did work, they didn't tell me which ones were which, turning it on, cleaning it, and if you do that for any of them, then you can hack it and you can do whatever you want to with it. I've got a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4, and an Xbox One.
Okay. How long ago was the PlayStation 4 turned on?
Bro,
and connected to the internet?
Unless they tried to turn it on, I don't know.
So possibly the PlayStation 4, because I think an exploit came out for older models that, yes, you can hack it, and that'd be, dude, I do so much, like, I'm so into hacking consoles, and jailbreaking would probably be the proper term. I'm so into that, but my problem is I'll jailbreak the console, and then that's all the fun I'll have with it. I never do anything with it.
You actually have to, like, play stuff on it.
Yeah, I don't do that part. I just like the part of, like, making it do something it's not supposed to do. So I'll be like,
how naughty.
Heck yeah. I just jailbroke this PlayStation, and look at me. I can play Game Boy games on it now. It's like, it's the silliest stuff.
Well, I don't know if, like, Facebook Marketplace allows this. Can you, like, jailbreak something and then try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, or are they're going to frown upon that?
I think you could still, I might be mistaken, but I believe you can still jailbroken consoles on there. Now, what you can't do is jailbreak something loaded up with a bunch of pirated stuff and
then try to sell it.
Yeah.
But
I never download pirated stuff. Anything that I have, I rip a copy of what I already own, and then that's what's on my consoles. So, but I do own, so for some older stuff, like on the 360 or whatever, I don't put on my sailor's hat, my pirate hat. I mean,
yeah,
it's just more having a copy, and so I can sit on my couch and swap between games instead of having to get up and change the disc.
Yep.
Michael, you were a big fan of collecting physical copies of stuff, right?
Yeah, I thought it was fun back in the day. I don't really have the space to just go out and get physical copies of anything I want. And on top of that, there hadn't been a lot of games I've really wanted that have been coming out lately. So, I mean, I got a copy of a game at Second and Charles. I got Watch Dogs 2. Probably won't play it for
Watch Dogs 2.
a while. It was really cheap. I played the original Watch Dogs. Thought it was fun, and I saw it on the shelf for
You know what looks kind of fun to me? And I don't
minuscule
know if
amount.
you've ever played it. I've been watching a YouTuber that I watch, and he's very competitive in the Hitman space.
Interesting.
There is Hitman competitions. I don't know if you knew this.
Is it like speed running it?
It's speedrunning. Yeah, it's who can get the best time with a particular setup. That game looks like it could be kind of fun, but I don't know if I have the ability to sit down and dedicate the amount of time required to get good at that game.
And that's the problem with most games these days for me is really I still want to play the games I used to play, but most of the games I used to play are grind games that you have to get on daily or at least a few times a week at the very least to still be capable in them, and I don't really have time for that now.
It's funny because all right, so I'll use that to bridge into this, but Bone and I were having this conversation yesterday. We were sitting down and we were talking about how the boys are playing games like Marvel Rivals and other competitive things, and him and I are like, at the end of the day, we wouldn't mind playing some video games together, but we want to play games that are ones that, you know, our brains are fried from work, and we want to play something that's going to not use a whole lot of brain power. Because we want
Marvel
something.
Rivals doesn't have to take a lot of brain power.
If you want to be good at it and competitive, yeah, dude, there's so many characters you got to learn. You got to know what to look out for. You got to know the sound cues. You got to know the maps. It's stuff that takes like focus and knowledge of how to play the game and like a concept of understanding the meta.
I think you can play those games, but you're not going to be good at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get on those games, play casually, accept the fact that you're probably going to lose more games than you win. If you're still having a fun time doing that, that's fine. But if you want to win the majority of your games, be a quality player within your team that's helping those wins happen versus an anchor that's causing your team's having to overcome, then it's going to be hard to play a game like that and do so without expending a lot of energy and mental aptitude throughout.
So what Bone and I kind of discussed is, as opposed to competitive games, cooperative games seems like it would be more appealing for us at our stage in life right now.
Yeah, cooperative single-player games too, that you can just play a story.
Yeah, but we also want to be able to play with the group.
Yeah.
Right? So I know you haven't played it, but Lethal Company, that was a fun one for us to just get together and play. Not opposed to playing a little bit of Minecraft. Something that's just, you know, everybody's working together towards an objective versus we're working together as a team to fight another team of people that are working together. I mean, imagine like today you trying to get on and learn how to play Halo. Like, it'd be impossible. You don't have the ability to commit the time that you used to be able to.
You don't have time. What about a game like Arc Raiders, where you're not necessarily, you can fight other teams, but you don't have to.
So I understand where you're coming from, and I have looked at Arc Raiders. The problem with Arc Raiders is, at least to me, and this is somebody that's never played Arc Raiders, but it feels like you kind of have to know what you're looking for when you're doing like a scrap search. Like, you want to know what's going to be something good to bring back, and you are having to fight other people as well. There are other teams.
It does happen. You can go through a run, not fight anybody, or you can go through a run and take on everybody you see.
Yeah, but it's like I can't. That's probably even worse than going into something like going in and trying to play Overwatch with the boys. Right?
Like you're going in a run and you're trying to be passive, and then all of a sudden you get swarmed,
and
you got to turn it on all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's the flipping it on and off that would probably be a no-go for me. I would rather go into a game knowing I got to be like competitively driven versus maybe I'm gonna be competitive driven, or maybe I'm not. It's like that inconsistency that would hurt it, along with trying to understand kind of the meta and upgrading weapons and knowing what I'm looking for when I'm trying to pull scrap, or what would be good if we did kill a team, to know what we should loot from them, that kind of stuff.
So what about a game like the old Ghost Recon Breakpoint and Wildlands games? Those are 4-person co-op games where you're not fighting another team of online players, but you're just trying to play through a campaign coordinated.
Well, I'm going to give my personal take on that. I think those games sucked. They just weren't fun. It
depends upon how you play it, because I had a lot of fun playing those games, both single player and with a group. But I also had a lot of terrible moments playing those games, because if you have teammates that are trolling versus trying to actually play the game the way it's intended to be played, then you don't have a good time.
Looking at you preach. Yeah.
I mean, it can be funny as long as it's not oversaturated.
Oh yeah, like Preach is the embodiment of I ripped my pants from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Where it's funny the first 2 times, but then by the 5th and 6th time, people just start to not like you. It just gets annoying.
It's like it was good material the first hour, but it's not good material by the 100th hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Having to take things serious is I didn't realize this, but evidently is a skill that some people don't possess.
It's not true though, because I mean, speaking specifically of Preach, but also other people that are more fond of trolling, they can, as the youngsters say, lock in when they want to. It's just difficult finding those moments when they want to lock in.
Right.
And then being on the same time as those of us that lock in more often than that.
Yeah.
And not taking advantage of the ones that want to lock in when they don't want to.
There were points probably about 7-8 years ago, I recall, when we would be playing games and Michael was just so fully driven on the competitive side of things. Like his testosterone was through the roof.
Trying to win
every single time. And
you play to win.
Man, he'd get salty. I could recall a few just people just not we're talking Michael. He's not working a job right now, and he's playing games with Preach Preach and Matto, aka Teach, and all them. They just be tired at the end of the day.
It's not Frogman. Preach, Teach, and not Frogman.
Okay, all right. Well, there we go. Give our editor something to do.
What's the timestamp? We're right at.
Yeah, we're there. But having a or he would just get so salty at them not being able to stay 100% focused, despite the fact that they probably just worked all day and are exhausted. And I have a lot more of an appreciation for that now today, and I'm sure Michael does as well.
Well, yeah, I definitely when I do get on a competitive game now, for one thing, if I'm not playing with people I know, I'm probably not talking. But even then, even if I am, I don't really care about mistake. I was a little bit salty if we lost because I like to win, but I was more salty when it was if I made some sort of call out and nobody responded to it or did the exact opposite of what I suggested. That's what would really grind my gears back in the day. But now, I don't care. If I say we should do this and nobody does it, oh well. Not a problem. But back in the day, it was so frustrating to see I kind of played the game like the quarterback that was seeing the field.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I can see what's going to happen here. I'd call it. Nobody would respond. It would happen. And it's just why am I even trying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I mean, especially coming from like Halo, where callouts were everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I think you and I both had this problem for a long time when we were growing up, that our whole sense of self-worth was how good we were at video games.
To a certain extent, yeah.
To a certain extent, for sure. And
Especially like the nighttime.
the nighttime.
Like you go out and do your thing during the day, but then you come home and play games. Like before I could drive, that's what I did. Like I'd go to school, go home, lived in a different town from everybody I went to school with. Unless I was playing a sport, I was probably playing video games at night. So I was trying to win whatever I did. So that PM time was game time, time to win. Took a long time to shift out of that.
Right.
That mindset.
Yeah, it's like we would. I mean, I remember as a kid, and us, or I should say, a teenager, especially during the Halo days, just being like playing with people and just not comprehending their inability to understand what was going on, just because I didn't realize how much of a luxury it was to be able to play so many video games all the time and understand like the meta fully ins and outs, like the ins and outs of it all. So with especially in Halo, you just get so mad at your teammates for just being bad because they're doing just stupid stuff. It's like, that guy, maybe that guy's got like 2 kids and
one of them's yelling or something while they're trying to play,
and a full-time job. Maybe he's like a construction worker and he's been like out working all day and he just wanted to get on and play a little bit of Halo.
Probably inebriated.
Oh yeah, maybe drinking a beer or something while he's playing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna enjoy my relaxation, I'm gonna play some Halo. And then you got little Madison, little Michael yelling at him for just being trash because he's going -4. And we're having to carry the carry folks.
So Halo 3 had theater mode, and I might have spent just as much time going back and watching games to see what happened and what went wrong than I did actually playing the game, because I get so mad on really boneheaded. Like if you were trying to make the right play and missed your shots, it's fine. It's whatever. Everybody misses shots. But when I saw people just going out of their way to make possibly the worst play you could make in that situation, that's when I'd go back in the theater and just be like, I'd try to get in their brain. I'd be like, what was this person thinking? And I could never, I was like, how do I dumb myself down to the point where I can think that this play makes sense?
Yeah. You literally considered it like a lapse of intelligence.
And that's when you pick up alcohol and drugs, you're trying to dumb yourself down to the point where making those plays make sense.
Right. And nowadays you're thinking, yeah. I mean, if you picked up a new game today with your full-time job and your kid and you're trying to learn how to play it, and then you get into a game with somebody that they have no life and this is the only thing that they do, like, you can
now when I get on games,
comprehend it.
I get messages all the time like, "What are you doing? Why would you possibly think that comp works, or why would you make that play, or you're an idiot. Sell your Xbox, get off the game." And I'm like, I'm now on the other side. I understand now.
I get it.
I get it.
It's so funny. I imagine that's just one of those things. Like, well, I don't know why nobody ever just decided to explain it. Like, imagine, like, have you ever tried? You should try responding to some of those messages. Be like, listen, I was you 10 years ago.
Okay. I've had the full range of Xbox messages. Back in the day when I was the mad one, I'd send them, "What are you doing? How can you do this?" And I'd get back, "Touch grass,"
Right.
"Stop being a virgin," things like that. And now I'm on the other side, and I can send those messages.
Well, what you should do is send them a message that says, "Listen, I was you 10 years ago. Here's what happens. Life gets in the way. And there will come a time where you will not be able to keep up with the people that get to play this game a lot, and you just want to come home and hold a controller for a few hours just to relax.
And then I got to deal with you.
And
I'm trying to relax.
just understand and don't take it too personal. I spent way too much time being like I spent too much emotional energy being angry at people that were just trying to live a life. and and it made me feel better to try to insult them. I'd be curious if anybody might respond any way positive to that.
Probably not. It's online.
Yeah. I mean, I remember thinking like I don't know, not just getting a little frustrated at some of the people I used to play with after they'd have a kid, they just drop off on skill level. I'd be like, what happened?
Yeah.
Hey, you got a kid.
I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't too long ago. It was like a year or two ago where in the messages on Xbox, I had like a full-blown therapy session with this dude because, you know, he was like so mad after the game, whatever game I was playing was over. And I just sent him back a message that said like, who hurt you? ? And then he's like, yeah, he sent back a message that was like, yeah, man, you know, it's been a rough few months. Like, and I was like, oh, it's okay, man. We all been there, you know. And we just messaged back and forth for the next few hours, just sporadically, like, oh man, I should really, you know, try to take it easier on people on this game. I'm like, yeah, man, I've been there before too. It's okay. We all have our rough moments.
That's a real human moment that you
like,
had.
It was the most opposite thing I've ever had on Xbox because most of the time it's like, who can this is how it is these days with reporting. The other person flames the other person back and forth until somebody says something they shouldn't say so you can report them. That's typically how it goes.
You sent that message as a not genuine message.
Oh no, the first message was definitely not genuine. It was who hurt you trying to get under their skin.
Right. It's like,
but it flipped real quick.
It flipped, and Michael's like, "Oh, this guy's actually in pain. Like, let me have like a real human moment with this guy and kind of try to make him feel better."
Yeah,
that's nuts. But I appreciate you taking it up that way because he could have been like, "Yeah, man, all this happened," and you could have been like, well, it's probably because you deserved it. Or, yeah, no one's probably going to show up to your funeral. Like,
yeah, something like that. But no, I mean, or he was trolling me still. There's always that possibility, too.
That's too deep. I don't think.
There's no telling, man.
Oh,
Internet's a wild place.
It is, yeah. It's a lot more tame than it was back in the original Xbox days.
Well, that's the thing. Like back when we played Halo 2, Halo 3, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare,
there was no report button.
You know the lobbies were no man's land. It was just a bunch of guys yelling obscenities at each other. You either joined in or you sat there quietly hoping that you weren't noticed.
Obscenities, racial slurs.
It was awful. It was not. I don't condone any of it. I would, if I could go back, I wouldn't have partaken in any of it, but I can't sit here and honestly say that there weren't times where I did join in. I was more likely to join in if I was playing with people I knew and they were also joining in.
Yeah, that's where
peer pressure.
The term gamer words came from. It's like, you know, you see, I'll have a couple of folks I'll watch to be like, yeah, I said a couple of gamer words, and then they'll like people that have a more advanced editing option, it'll flash like an Xbox Live Party chat or something across the front. But back then, yeah, I mean, it was great. But here's the thing. Here's another thing about that. With all this reporting and stuff, it's like I met friends because we were trash talking each other. Like I met people because they were trash talking, I would trash talk back, and we would just go back and forth and eventually would become friends out of it. I mean, it kind of sucks, yeah, that nowadays they kind of do that, but I bet there's people out there. Because the fact is, if you're engaging with somebody that's trash talking you and you're throwing trash talk back, you guys probably would vibe pretty well together.
Yeah.
Or how about even better, how about the guy on the other team challenges you to a 1v1? All right,
and then,
let's 1v1 Guardian. Let's see who's
you
really
realize
the
you're
best.
both good, and then you're like, hey, man, we should play together.
Yeah. Like, that stuff happened.
Yeah.
There's really not even, a lot of the games today don't even have an option for, like, custom games and 1v1s. It's it's pretty sad. But I mean, even the original Call of Duty, be like, yeah, it was 1v1 Rust.
I think it's a thing. I didn't play much of it. It came out during COVID, and I played a little bit of it, and then was like, it's just Call of Duty. I don't really have fun. But Call of Duty Battle Royale, didn't they? If you wanted to 1v1 somebody, you'd both try to die at the same time, so you'd face each other in the gulag.
You just said words that I don't know. I don't know.
Did you never play the Call of Duty Battle Royale?
No. Only Battle Royale I ever played, I think, was
I know
Fortnite.
you played Fortnite.
I think it was just Fortnite. I don't think I played any other Battle Royale.
You ever played PUBG?
I think I watched you play PUBG. I don't think I ever got. I
never played Apex?
No. Oh, wow. I may have. Was Apex free?
Yeah.
I may have played a round of Apex. Or I have a vague memory of playing Apex, but no, I think it was Fortnite. I think Fortnite was when I got into it because I saw everybody else playing PUBG, and I was like, "This game's not for me." And then Fortnite came out, and I thought, "Okay, this one's free. I can download it. I can try it and play." And then there was the whole controversy of like, "Oh, Fortnite is going to get sued by PUBG because they copied their game style," and now it's just literally turned into its own genre.
Yeah. Well, it's not like PUBG was the first true battle royale, was it?
I believe it was, yeah.
Don't people credit Gary's mod to being the first battle royale?
I mean, okay, so there were games like Gary's mod that had PUBG style, or I should say battle royale style gameplay, and then there was also, like there were some Minecraft servers that would run something like Hunger Games or whatever, where it was kind of like a battle royale type deal. I mean, I guess
the culling came out before PUBG, which was a true battle royale.
I think that, however, the circle closing in style was originally PUBG, and I think that's why they got the credit at the time. But nowadays it's like that's just standard run of the mill battle royale stuff.
It's about time somebody comes out with a new genre. Been a while since I can think of a game that kind of
what about
set its own.
What about like, I mean, you got that game like Ark you were saying earlier. That's kind of, I know that was technically like a
it was an Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, a Tarkov type deal.
An extraction shooter, I think is what it's.
Yeah, I think
official genre is.
I would say that's probably that's relatively new.
But I'm talking about something that's like brand new. We need some more innovation.
I want some.
Can you think of a new genre off the top of your head? Just like a concept, something you hadn't seen before.
So you want me to come up with a style of game that I've never seen before.
Yeah. Or a mixture of things. It could be a mixture.
A mixture of things?
Yeah.
Here's what I want to see. This is what I want to see. We have, as of right now, gambling is becoming a big deal in our society.
Yeah.
I want the ability to put money on the line in actual
real
matches.
Money.
Yeah, like real money. Like, hey, my Overwatch team versus your Overwatch team. Or whatever, and it's like $5 to the winner or something.
So your new genre is gambling.
It's not gambling. It's money staked gaming.
People do that already. They just don't have like an official way to do it within the game. You want a way to do it in the game.
I want it to be easy. Like, why not like a Fortnite? Like, I'm putting some V-Bucks down on this one. And I get that definitely opens up the door for cheaters a whole lot more, and there's probably not a really good way to efficiently do something like this. But I could see something where you'd have to take PCs out of the equation because PCs open the door to too much cheating, right? But Xbox or PlayStation could implement that because they don't really have the issue with hackers or whatever. As long as those type of games are not cross-platform, you could put something down there. And I don't think you're going to run into the issue where we used to have like DDoSing and stuff in games and people getting knocked offline like they used to. I don't think it's quite as easy as it used to be, especially with all the server-based stuff. Halo had that issue because for the most part there would be a host to the server, and whoever was granted the best connection for the server host would be somebody that would the game would be hosted locally on their devices. Right nowadays we've got dedicated servers.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to like isolate people's IP addresses and things. But I don't know. I think that would be fun. Not necessarily to participate in, but certainly to watch.
Yeah.
I think people would get. You think we get sweaty people now? Imagine how sweaty people would get over something like that. That would make for some pretty entertaining content, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Any other any thoughts on that? Would you grind out a game if it meant that you could actually make money on it?
I don't know if it'd be into the gambling aspect of it because
It's not gambling. It's I'm paying $5 to join this match. If I win, I get everybody else's $5.
that's gambling.
Dude, that's not no. Okay, so gambling is luck based.
So poker or 21, there's not necessarily all luck. You have skill involved.
There is skill involved.
Like if you play a battle royale,
at the end of the day,
drop for money, you play battle royale and you put $5 on the line for it. You drop in a place that you think is typically going to be high loot, and then you follow on a bunch of common items. You've just been screwed by the RNG. That's luck.
Okay, all right, that would be gambling a little bit more than say. But what if it's Halo style? Everybody starts out the same. The map is the same every time. That's more of what I'm thinking. But in kind of like in your example, yeah, that would be a little bit more like poker where there is some luck to it, and then some skill. Fortnite would be the same way. There's some luck and then there's some skill. But what if it was more like Halo style, where you both start with a battle rifle, or everybody on the team starts with a battle rifle, and then there's weapons on the map, and it's literally just very skill based. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of when I think, because then it's a game of skill.
It's closer,
with
but
money
it's
on
still.
the line.
I feel like it still falls into gambling because gambling is like playing something for money. You can win. You can make more money or lose more money based on what you put in, and that is addictive in and of itself. Even the idea of it being more skill based is still not going to stop the addiction from happening. You win a few games in a row, you're going to get addicted to the feeling, and then you could go on a losing stretch, but you're still trying to achieve that feeling again, that dopamine rush of winning those games and making money. So you're still falling into the gambling habit.
I agree that it's very gambling like, but if I'm not mistaken, there are clear legal definitions between games of skill versus between gambling, and so more of a game of skill type of
game of skill
aspect.
and money on the line. I can get behind that more than pure gambling in the sense of pulling slots, sure, but it still to me falls under the umbrella of that gambling addiction that can be really bad, especially for younger minds that are still developing.
All right. Well, you asked me to come up with something. You didn't tell me you were going to just tear it apart.
I'm not trying to tear it apart. I'm just giving my opinion. But I still want a new type of game, like something that you just as a kid you were like, man, I really wish there was something like this I could play. Like I always wanted the combination of Football Manager and FIFA. I know that's not like a completely new genre, but you could manage a team and also play as the characters. There's never been a game that was so in-depth but also had that fun action simulation style that a sports game offers. Something
Right.
like that combo. It could be a combo where you're playing a Halo-style game, but you also – like what if Halo and Halo Wars – molded together where you could be the strategist from the top-down view, and then you could click a button and go in and actually play as that Marine you just placed on the field.
There is a game like that.
What game's that?
I can't remember the name of it, but it is a space-based shooter, and it's and it even takes another thing into account for it. But I think it's also like an open world MMORPG, like it's an MMO. where you control your army, and it's like the size of it's a very big one. Like each server hosts like 2,000 people, and then they each control their own armies. And then you can even, like, if an army's facing another army, you can go in and be like a first person perspective of it. And I tried it out for a while. It's kind of trash.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good thought, but imagine trying to bring all of those things together. It's just it's difficult without some AAA funding.
Another game that I thought that would be cool when I was younger. You remember playing the Stuntman games? Do you remember those games? Do you ever play any of those? It was like a car game, but instead of racing cars, you were trying to complete like action sequences from movies as a stuntman that was driving a vehicle.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I don't remember playing that, but that sounds pretty cool.
I thought that would be cool as a game that was fleshed out with playing as an actual person.
I remember
and you're trying to do stunts.
I remember the Burnout had a mini game that was like the crash simulator.
Yeah, that was making the biggest crashes you could.
Yeah,
which was also
that was also pretty fun. Yeah. You know what has come out that's been kind of a newer genre lately is these simulator games, like restaurant simulator.
Oh yeah, like truck simulator.
And truck simulator kind of started it, but then
popular.
Now there's one that's even like card shop simulator, where you run a card shop. And
it's just going to get more and more mundane. You're going to have like a barista simulator pretty soon.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's already a thing. and people, I mean, it's weird to me that people would create games that are just jobs.
But one of the most popular games.
Maybe that's a sign of the economy.
One of the most popular games for a very long time, or at least popular franchises, is a game where you just play life, which is The Sims. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's a thing, what else is possible?
But with those games, the thing about like The Sims, it's my understanding that like things happen pretty quickly, right? You have a kid in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You kind of
definitely sped up.
You're kind of like speed running it, right?
Yeah.
But some of these games are like real time. Like I have to wait 5 minutes for this omelet to cook before I can serve it to somebody.
Do you have to, if you're doing Truck Simulator, does it take as long?
Oh, 100%.
So if you're doing like a cross-country thing, it's going to take you multiple days to get from point A to point B? How do people do that? How do people, like, I get like max these days, maybe like an hour to an hour and a half to play a game. So if I was to do a New York to California road trip on Truck Simulator,
well, the benefit to it
would take me like a month.
Yeah, the benefit is you get deposit, right? Between each
But
session.
I'm saying it'd take me a month to complete that road trip.
What I don't understand is why wouldn't people just go be a truck driver if it's which like you really
a lot
enjoy
of these people
it.
are wrecking constantly, so that you don't want them out there.
Yeah,
to be
but
a truck driver.
You can get CDL certified. Now you can get paid to do this instead of like spending. Dude, some of these people's setups are insane. Like they have the full, like we've got like 6 monitors surrounding them so they could see out all of their windows, and then they've got a rear view mirror camera that just displays the rear view mirror, or monitor, I should say, that just displays the rear view look, and then they've got the full like gear shifter that they use while they're driving, and then haptic feedback like steering wheels.
Yeah.
And of course they have the pedals, which is it. People are spending mad money on these setups so that they could do a truck driving simulator. Why don't you just go drive a truck? I don't get it. Truck drivers make pretty decent money, is my understanding.
But they don't want to leave their house.
It's got to be people that like have really good job. Well, I mean, I would assume then if you have the ability to afford all this good stuff, you probably have a good job already. So maybe it's like people that have a good job and they don't want to leave, but they also wish that they were a truck driver. I don't understand. So like the Euro truck simulator or whatever, right? You're literally driving across Europe and they map out these roads so that they're 1-to-1 to the real experience. I don't know, man.
I mean, pilot simulators at least makes more sense because it's harder to
You're not going to be able to go out and
fly that plane.
Yeah, well, and you're not going to get to fly fighter jets and commercial airlines without like years and years of training. But and that does make more sense. But the truck driving thing, that one blows my mind. I might be interested in like a submarine.
I'm trying to think of what the most
simulator.
mundane simulator you can possibly come up with would be. Like librarian simulator.
I've got one, and it just happens to be and it's just the first thing that popped in my mind. But how about a podcasting simulator, where you just talk into a microphone for an hour,
but it doesn't record it. It just grades you out on like
on
how
your
well you talked into
quality.
the mic. But you're talking to yourself, or no, maybe you got like a chat bot or something that's your co-host.
You could have a co-host, or you could play dual, like you could play multiplayer, and you could have another host that you have. That's a
What about even better than that? Podcast listener simulator.
Oh yeah, that's it would not get more mundane. That would be about as far.
Probably some of you listening to this right now feel like you're in a simulation.
Yeah, well,
having heard this conversation for the last hour.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of the last hour, I think this podcast listening simulation is about to come to a close.
Do you think we passed?
We'll have to find out, because our ranking is based off of how many views we get and how many listens we get. So, and I think we're actually growing. It's weird across all platforms.
Been growing.
Across all platforms, Michael.
Across all platforms, I've been growing.
Our listening has gone up to we're averaging 60 listeners, individual listeners, a month right now.
It's not bad.
No, yeah, I wish we could get more eyes on the YouTube channel, though. That would be where we'd really like to see that, because the YouTube platform allows for comments. So any of our listeners here, if you want to comment anything about the discussions that we have, give us any feedback, share any stories similar to the ones that we share, we would love to hear it, and we'll even bring those up on the podcast if we think they're worth talking about. Yeah, we'd like to engage with our audience a little bit more, but evidently we just have a lot of people that are very quiet, and for some reason 15 of our 60 are from Singapore. And listen, our Singapore listeners, we want to get your feedback. We want to know why you're here, and maybe it's to kind of get a feel for the English, like
they're learning
English
about
language.
American culture.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very interested to know what we could do to further engage our Singapore audience. But I guess that wraps up episode 15.
15.
Yep. Of the Cosworths podcast. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you next time.
Yep. See you next time.